In this special Halloween Thursdoid, we get to hear from some of the people who've been playtesting Build 42 about what they think so far, as well as some more discussion on the things that they are continuing to improve and add upon. Starting off with the tester feedback, they say that it has been mostly positive so far. There are a lot of testimonials from a few different testers pertaining to various different new aspects of Build 42 that they have come across. I'll read off the quotes because they really give you a good idea for the feeling of Build 42. For the new lighting, or more specifically darkness, people have said, "I found I wasn't running into zombies like I usually would randomly scattered throughout the place, until an alarm came and was absolutely brutal. I didn't think it'd draw so many, and the darkness is unforgiving too. I was scrambling for lampposts for their spotlight, trying to fight off what was left chasing me until I was exhausted and finally able to rest." In regards to the darkness, I think it's perfect. I love the horror feeling of it. You really actually fully need a flashlight. You think, oh thank fuck I have some light, rather than ugh, this barely lights anything. There was a time flashlights barely had a reason to be in the game at all, so this is better. I had a great moment with the darkness change. I got cocky and had a small horde chase me. I ran into a store with the plan of trying to lose them out the back. I opened and closed behind me a random door inside to try and lose them. I was accidentally now stood in pitch black. I scrambled for the glowing light switch as the door was now being slammed by a chasing horde, only to realize I'd run into the world's tiniest bathroom. From what you might be able to tell based off these quotes, it seems like the new lighting and darkness really has an effect on the game, adding to its atmosphere for the better. To go along with the spookiness and also show off this new darkness, they give us a video showcasing one of their new locations, an abandoned sanatorium which is based off of the real-life one called Waverly Hills. It even has its famous death tunnel which was used to wheel out deceased patients. Now getting into what the testers have had to say regarding the new zombie behaviors, the next few quotes they give us are, "The empty road felt really rural, like how I'd expect to drive down my road both currently and in an apocalypse. Then I was just on my way out of Rosewood now, and because it was foggy, I accidentally stumbled into the prison driving. Holy shit. Outside is crazy, I cannot imagine inside. I barely got out the gate with my car. A true trailer, but I would never make it home moment. Just started a new game in West Point with the aim of trying Louisville, and noticed the streets outside are very quiet with the occasional Zeds dotted about, and it gave off cool 28 Days Later vibes. Ran around building to building thinking, this is too easy, nothing is stopping me, when after bashing 15 Zeds heads in, muscle strain kicked in. Felt like a cool way of setting atmosphere without being too easy, feels pretty balanced so far. Truly, the changes to the grouping are so good. Probably the most quality of life change for me. It really makes the world feel more alive in a way, instead of having zombies spread out everywhere and having to do the lure away, ball up, rinse and repeat just to get into an area. Now it really feels like I can sneak around and explore areas while losing a group instead of knowing that I'm going to run into a ton more and just shouting instead to get it over with. Again, as you can see, from what it sounds like, the changes to how, where, and why zombies will spawn has given it a more realistic feel and is an improvement overall, with just a few potential tweaks being needed in rural areas if they find that they feel too empty. They also give us another video to go along with this, which we have seen before, but it gives a good representation of how the zombie density has changed between the current version and Build 42. Now for some general quotes from the testers about numerous other things that they've liked about Build 42. These give us some good insight on what we can expect when we play it for ourselves. I do really like how many different containers can be filled with liquids now. Makes finding a drinking source early way less frustrating. Thumbs up. I like the doors swinging open and the game actually feels much smoother. Holy fuck, a basement. I wasn't expecting that. Man, it's awesome. Yeah, you guys really fucking hit it out of the park already. What the hell, this is sick. Even though I've played in this area probably 100 times, seeing the stairs going down and then finding this area just made me feel like I was playing the game for the first time again, WTF. Also, super happy with the traits. It was a bit of a shocker, Smoker no longer OP. The voiceovers actually helped a lot with immersion, I felt it. I like the brutalness of the combat in terms of combat fatigue, needing to rest more, and training that skill up as you progress. It felt fun and fresh. Love the density, it's terrifying. The first thing I noticed was the map in and around Muldrow. Within 15 minutes I encountered Cortman Medical and was amazed. I actually had to pull out the online Project Zomboid map to compare, it was that amazing. This extended to each house I visited. Beautiful. Clearly, there's a lot of good feedback from the testers of Build 42, and this gets me just that much more excited for when it releases. The devs tell us though to keep in mind that these testers are Project Zomboid superfans, and even though there's a lot of quotes, a lot of them come from the same people. They also say that they still need feedback on things that longer play sessions will get into, like new crafting trees and animal husbandry. For the second half of this blog, they get into what they've been working on improving based on the tester feedback and just in general. The first thing is combat, which there has apparently been some irregularities which result in unfair deaths due to targeting issues that have arisen during the development of Build 42 and even some that currently exist in Build 41. They hope to fix these issues and give combat more fairness and consistency in the future. Another thing they want to work on further is the new crafting UI, saying that it needs more love, and they show us this video so we can see how it is looking in its current form. As you can see here, the crafting menu is already completely different from what we know, and is much easier to look at and navigate. I'm sure it'll also only look better once they improve upon it. And they make sure to tell us that the crafting speed shown in this video is not final, and of course, skeleton animals will not be a part of the main game, as this is just a debug version being shown. And speaking of the new crafting, after the video they start talking about how, as many people know, it has been the main reason why Build 42 has been delayed so much. They say that they, quote, didn't build in enough safeguards should key members of the team become unavailable due to illness or personal matters, and that this has been a huge lesson for them. They say that with all of the new staff that they have, and with this lesson being learned now, it is a mistake that they hope to never make again. They even say how very sorry they are for the understandable frustration this has caused in the community. They then note for the modders that adding in new tiles and building options will be much easier now in Build 42. They say that before, all of the tile building options were basically hard-coded in Lua, but now they will be using text file script definitions, which is how inventory items, vehicles, and recipes are done currently. So this will be good news when it comes to anyone wishing to add new stuff to build in the next version of Project Zomboid. Moving over to what they are improving for animals, they say that it is currently in polishing and bug fix mode, with further testing being awaited. However, they mention that the one thing they would like to change about the whole thing is the fact of players needing to manually designate a zone where their animals can be kept so that they will do things like eat and breed while you aren't near them. They are looking into new ways to automate the process around each animal so that we don't have to zone them at all. They do say that if this can be accomplished, it will be one of those features that comes out later on in Unstable rather than being there at its release. Then, some improvements they would like to make regarding zombie awareness are mainly rebalancing their senses so that they can take better account of things like sneak level, zombie focus and direction, lighting, low obstacles, and even weather effects. Just one more bit of polish that will bring even more realism to the game. And the final thing they talk about improving are the various reading materials like flyers. They have gotten some feedback that the design of some of these needs an upgrade, and even though they were looking good before, they are looking even better now. We get to see a couple of them, and this video they provide us shows how it will work when a flyer reveals a location to you on your map. That's all for the Project Zomboid news this month. Let me know what you think about what these testers have to say, and what are you looking forward to most in Build 42. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon.